का ये पर्व है, देश का ये गर्व है। आस्था का ये पर्व है, देश का ये गर्व है। धरती का ये श्रृंगार है, मोक्ष का ये द्वार है। ये महाकुंभ है, ये महाकुंभ है, रम जाओ भक्ति में अमृत का कुंड है। ये महाकुंभ है, ये महाकुंभ है, रम जाओ भक्ति में अमृत का कुंड है। लहरों के संग है, मन में उमंग है। लहरों के संग है, मन में उमंग है। संतों की आरती में दीपों का रंग है। अरे गंगा की गोद में भक्तों का झुंड है। ये महाकुंभ है, ये महाकुंभ है, रम जाओ भक्ति में अमृत का कुंड है। ये महाकुंभ है, ये महाकुंभ है, रम जाओ भक्ति में अमृत का कुंड है। ये महाकुंभ है, ये महाकुंभ है।
महाकुंभ की सबसे बड़ी कवरेज देखिए सिर्फ न्यूज़ 18 कुंभ यूट्यूब चैनल पर।
रम जाओ भक्ति में अमृत का कुंड है।
So yes, watch the country's biggest network's unique Kumbh coverage only on News 18 Kumbh YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, scan the QR code from the screen and immediately subscribe to News 18 Kumbh on YouTube. And well, viewers, talking about the first big story of the day, which has garnered a lot of political reactions. This is with regards to the latest gesture by Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi Vadra in the Parliament complex while she was carrying a bag in her hand that had Palestine written on it. Like I said, that's garnered a lot of political attention. The Congress General Secretary has been raising her voice against Israel's actions in Gaza and expressing solidarity with Palestinians. A watermelon, which is also seen as a symbol of Palestinian solidarity, was also featured on the bag. Her gesture has drawn a sharp response from the BJP that calls it a move for appeasement. Priyanka Gandhi, though, has hit back at the BJP and says the remarks from the Bharatiya Janata Party show their patriarchal mindset. Listen in.
You want to say something while you're carrying this bag?
I've said many times what my beliefs are regarding this. And if you look at my Twitter handle, all my comments are over there.
They say that they parliamentarians can't carry this.
Who's going to decide what clothes I wear now? Who's going to decide that? That's typical patriarchy, that you decide what clothes women wear also. Okay, ma'am. I don't subscribe to that. I will wear what I want.
मुझे लगता है कि राजनीति में मैसेज दिया जाता है। हजारों ब्रांड हैं बैग के, हजारों लाखों हो सकते हैं। मुझे तो ज़्यादा नहीं पता, लेकिन गुच्ची लुई वैटन वगैरह ऐसे कुछ हैं जो इन लोगों पर बहुत सूट करते हैं। इसके बाद उस बैग पे फ़लस्तीन लिखा है, तो मुझे लगता है मुस्लिम वोटों की तुष्टीकरण के लिए ये एक संदेश देने का प्रयास किया है और ये उचित नहीं है।
India was the first non-Arab country to support the cause of Palestine. We are for an independent Palestine. I wish that all the BJP MPs also carry a bag with solidarity to Palestine.
I want to go across to Sharon Elizabeth joining us with more. Sharon, you know, we've seen the last few days as well, Priyanka Gandhi reached out to, the Palestinian envoy. She's also criticized Israel's action in Gaza, but this is her making a big, bold statement in the parliament, BJP taking strong objection. But tell us what you make of the clarification that came in from the Congress leader.
Well, as far as the claim from the BJP is concerned, they have in fact been saying that this is nothing but double standard by the Congress party, while they have in fact, in support, in solidarity of Palestine, Congress MP Priyanka Gandhi is coming up with that. But what about those Hindus in Bangladesh? After which, in about half an hour or so, at the 0 hour in Lok Sabha, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra went ahead and made a statement on Vijay Diwas on the floor of the House, where she also pointed out that as far as the Hindus and minorities in Bangladesh is concerned, there needs to be a statement that needs to come in from the government. They need to take us in confidence that they are in talks with the Bangladesh government as far as the minority population is concerned. So clearly, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra was trying to balance it out today. While she was seen with a bag in solidarity with Palestine, sending out a message that she is in support of Palestine. On the other hand, she also made a statement within the floor of the House regarding the Hindus in Bangladesh. So clearly a balancing act done by Priyanka Gandhi. And also, when this further question was asked that she is being criticized for carrying this bag, she went on to say that how this is nothing but patriarchy, that whatever she is, her choice of clothes or her choice of bag is being questioned by the people is nothing but typical patriarchy. To which the BJP, of course, has been questioning that how is it that questioning her on her support or on Palestine is questioning the patriarchy. So clearly, this is a very wrong statement that is being made by Priyanka Gandhi. And overall, what the BJP is trying to imply here is that this is nothing but another appeasement policy by the Congress party. They have realized that there is a certain vote bank that will always come in support of them, and that is why time and again.
Okay, Sharon, very interesting that you say that, the Congress leader also invoked the hate crimes against Hindu minorities in Bangladesh. But why is the BJP surprised if Priyanka Gandhi managed to turn heads because of this particular gesture made by her in the Parliament complex? Because the Congress in the past has been very vocal about advocating for the Palestinian cause, isn't it? Okay, we seem to have lost that line with Sharon. We'll reconnect with her in just a bit. In the meanwhile, let's quickly shift our attention to the next round of verbal exchanges that is being witnessed, or rather continuation of the same, between the Congress and the Bharatiya Janata Party. Once again, we saw this day begin with the BJP cornering the Congress with regards to some allegations that have been leveled by the BJP while referring to the claims made by the Prime Minister's museum members. And they've come out to, of course, say that the Congress has been hiding some letters from the times of Jawaharlal Nehru. So that's the big allegation that's been leveled by the BJP while demanding answers and raising requests of some of those members. But remember, these letters are the latest to be dominating the political discourse. In fact, what the BJP is saying is that according to the memorial sources, in around 2008-2009, one of Sonia Gandhi's representatives had come to collect these letters and documents, and journalists and papers are properties of the memorial and should be returned. So the BJP, of course, citing some of these letters, they say that the contents of the letters must be made public, must be handed over once again to the memorial itself. The Congress has hit back at the BJP. It states why the BJP is suddenly interested in these letters, and that Godse grandsons are spreading lies and fake stories against Pandit Nehru. Rizwan Kadri is an important voice here. He's the member of the PMML who's spoken to CNN News 18. He was the first to raise this issue as far as the missing documents from Nehru Memorial are concerned. Listen in.
मैंने सितंबर 2024 को श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी जी को एक पत्र लिखकर रिक्वेस्ट किया था कि आपके द्वारा जो नेहरू कलेक्शंस में से करीबन 8 अलग अलग सेक्शंस के 51 कार्टून आपने विड्रॉ किए हैं, वो या तो संस्था को वापस लौटाए जाए या हमें उसे देखने की, स्कैन करने की परमिशन दी जाए, या उसका कॉपी आपके द्वारा स्कैन कॉपी हमें उपलब्ध कराया जाए, जिससे हम उसका अध्ययन कर सके, संशोधन कर सके और संशोधक अलग अलग जो हैं उसका अभ्यास कर सके। राहुल जी को भी भेजे, आज 3 दिन हुए, उनकी तरफ से भी ईमेल का प्रत्युत्तर नहीं है। उसी तरह हमने उनको पोस्ट से भी लेटर भेजा है। आशा करते हैं कि विपक्ष के नेता के नाते इस इशू के अंदर वो दखल देंगे और संशोधकों के लिए, हमारे जैसे जो काम करते हैं उनके लिए ये चीज़ उपलब्ध कराएंगे।
सभी दस्तावेज हमारे राष्ट्र के इतिहास को समझने के लिए अत्यंत आवश्यक है।
माननीय सदस्य,
मैं चाहता हूं माननीय मंत्री जी से, सरकार से अनुरोध है कि संस्कृति मंत्रालय इस मामले की सत्यता की जांच करे। पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू से जुड़े इन सभी कागजातों को वापस प्रधानमंत्री संग्रहालय में उपलब्ध कराएं।
Sir, we are seeing that the PMML board member has written to Rahul Gandhi, where he has asked to return all the letters and documents connected to Nehru. For research purpose and for Indian history, benefits of Indian history, such letters should be returned.
We all know that Pandit Nehru has sacrificed for this country a lot. 9 years he has been in jail. He has been Prime Minister of India for 16 years, and he has wrote many letters, and many letters are books being there in the public domain. Many letters are there with in the many kind of research platforms and others, because Pandit Nehru is a person who was well read and who wrote many letters. The RSS and the Godse always wants to defame Nehru ji and Gandhi ji particularly. Both of the RSS and Godse always wants to show a bad light about the sacrifices they had made it. Now the new RSS the grandsons of the Godses are into new turn, and they were trying to divert from the real issue of Adani Modi scam now. Every day they will come out with some kind of new thing. There was Jar Saroj, then now today it is some letters, yesterday is like some other issue. So this is a pattern for diversion from the real issue. We won't be getting diverted. We all know that the RSS as well as Godses wants Nehru to be defamed. We won't allow it. For 90 years they have been trying it. India has never believed their words, and India will progress will not progress with this kind of diversionary things. India needs answers, because Adani has become India's richest man in the shortest time span, with 6 lakh crores of money worth because of the Modi government's.
I want to go across to Pallavi Ghosh joining us with more details. Pallavi, while the Congress says that there is a lot of suspicion that comes to light with regards to BJP's timing here in raking this issue, especially in the midst of an already chaotic winter session of the Parliament. Tell us about the manner in which the BJP has used this issue to its advantage, and why is the BJP pressing on this issue over and over again?
Well, I mean, the Nehru Memorial sources, of course, are insisting that at a GBM which was held just recently, around 2 years back, and they had sought legal opinion, they were told that criminally speaking, there's nothing wrong if someone from the Gandhi family wants to keep the papers with them. But I think the matter has now moved beyond that. It's all about political perception. Because even as we're looking at this restructuring and renovation on the PM museum, there is this point which is being raised by the government and by Nehru Memorial, that we want representations, or rather documents and papers and pictures belonging to every Prime Minister of the country, which can be accessed, which can be seen by the people of a country who perhaps, especially the younger generation, who may not have much knowledge about it. And that is the reason why, the strong pitch has been made, for example, by Rizwan Qadri, that do get us a copy of those letters. We can scan them, we can have a look at them, and if you think that they are ones which should not be shared with us, then so be it. But the more reluctance that comes in from the Gandhi family, the more Sonia and Rahul Gandhi show reluctance to share those papers, the more the BJP will ask the question, what is it that there is to hide? Why is it that you don't want to share those Prime Minister's papers of Jawaharlal Nehru? And I think that's the larger political strategy as far as the BJP is concerned.
Okay, so Rizwan Qadri, member of PMML, of course, has shed light in that exclusive conversation with Sherin on why these papers are important from a historical perspective as well. But has the BJP been able to explain its position on why the insistence and reluctance on the same? Because the Congress asks, why the sudden interest?
Well, yes, the Congress is saying that this is a diversionary tactic, and for a party which always bashes Jawaharlal Nehru, why so much of an interest? But the BJP's rebuttal to all of that came even at that press conference by Sambit Patra and also inside Parliament, that it is not about Nehru or Indira Gandhi, it is about every Prime Minister of independent India. And the entire idea of the PM Museum at Teen Murti is to showcase important documents, papers, exchange, And Nehru's letters with Edwina Mountbatten, with Jagjivan Ram is something which people should have an access to. Who knows, there may be something interesting coming up. We just want to have a peek into it. And then if you don't agree with us that this is not necessarily personal, then so be it. But the more the Congress party doesn't want to show, it shows that they really do have something to hide. And that's the question that they're asking. What is it in those 51 cartons which are being kept with Sonia Gandhi? Why did she suddenly have to do a rethink after submitting the papers, sending someone to collect it?
Rizwan Qadri on his part of course says that the need was felt to now reach out to LOP Rahul Gandhi because Sonia Gandhi clearly failed to respond to the appeal back in September 2024. Many thanks Pallavi for breaking down all those important details, a big political controversy indeed. But let's shift our attention to another political war of words, and this certainly has once again given ammunition to the BJP to question the unity of the INDI alliance. Remember yesterday is when Omar Abdullah in fact pointed fingers at the Congress and asked the Congress not to be selective in its approach towards EVMs. The Congress, remember, said, Omar Abdullah in fact said that political parties cannot praise the voting machines when it suits them, blame them when they lose, praise them when they win. The Congress has hit out at Omar Abdullah. The Congress, of course, questioning his change in stance, but the Congress is not the only one. The TMC MP Abhishek Banerjee has also said there's no substance in Congress allegations against EVMs and added that if they have any evidence, they should submit it to the poll panel. So here's how it's playing out in the political corridors of the country.
I have no problem with you making an issue out of the EVMs, so long as you do it also when you win. The EVMs can't only be a problem when you lose the election because they're the same EVMs. So when you get 100+ members of parliament using the same EVMs and you celebrate that as sort of a victory for your party, you can't then a few months later turn around and say, well, actually, hang on, we don't like these EVMs because now the election results aren't going the way we would like them to. If you have problems with the EVMs, then you should be consistent in those problems. And the thing is, how can you have a problem with EVMs and then continue to fight elections? If you don't trust the machines, then you shouldn't be fighting.
For Congress party doesn't comment on any kind of any machine or any kind of things. It is the regional other parties, our India Alliance partners like Samajwadi leader Akhilesh Ji in the Lok Sabha, when we were present, he told thing that we would have won through these kind of methods, but we wish that we will go back to the ballot paper. So this is the stand of NCP leader Sharad Pawar ji. This is the stand of Shiv Sena leader Thackeray Saab. Therefore, it would be better the alliance partner will have different kind of views, but all other views can't be put on Congress only. And Chief Minister of J&K who should have verified with the facts of the Congress Working Committee resolution. Every individual, every political leader, every political party has the right to have their own views. We welcome that. It's a democratic country. And we know that India Alliance partners, our friends have different kind of versions. We all respect their views also.
जो लोग ईवीएम पे सवाल उठा रहे हैं, अगर उनके पास कुछ है तो इलेक्शन कमीशन को जाके वो डेमो दिखानी चाहिए कि भाई हमारे पास ये वीडियो है, क्योंकि इलेक्शन कमीशन ने वो सबको बुलाया था। और मैं इतना दिन से चुनाव जमीन पे करवाता हूं, मुझे लगता है आप अगर ईवीएम रैंडमाइजेशन के टाइम ठीक से काम करेंगे और बूथ पे जो लोग काम करता है वो मॉक पोल के टाइम पे भी आप अगर चेक करेंगे, उसके बाद काउंटिंग के टाइम पे आपका 17C जो फॉर्म होता है जिससे बैलेट यूनिट, कंट्रोल यूनिट मिलाया जाता है, वो अगर ठीक से चेक करेंगे तो मुझे नहीं लगता है कि ये जो एलिगेशन है इसमें कोई सब्सटेंस है। अगर फिर भी किसी को लगता है कि भाई ईवीएम मैनिपुलेट हो सकता है, ईवीएम हैक हो सकता है, तो मुझे लगता है डेलीगेशन जाके इलेक्शन कमीशन को मिलना चाहिए, मिलके डेमो दिखाना चाहिए कि भाई ये टेक्नोलॉजी से या ये सॉफ्टवेयर से या ये मैलवेयर से आपका ईवीएम हैक हो सकता है।
इंडी गठबंधन के लोग जब कांग्रेस को ये चीज़ कहते हैं, दे शुड ट्राई टू रियलाइज इट। मुझे लगता है हम जब बोलते हैं उसको तो समझ में नहीं आता है। अभी तो इनका अलाइज ही बोल रहे हैं, बहुत लोग ऐसे कांग्रेस के जो साथ इंडी गठबंधन में है वो लोग बोल रहे हैं, तो दिस इटसेल्फ इज नॉट अ रीज़न। ऐसे बहुत लोग बोला है। एटलीस्ट नाउ दे शुड अंडरस्टैंड, दे शुड रियलाइज। राहुल गांधी जैसे नेतृत्व को लेके वो नहीं चल पाएंगे। ऐसे तो ममता जी भी बोल रही है, शी इज़ ऑल्सो टेलिंग, एंड शरद पवार जी कह रहे हैं, अखिलेश जी कह रहे हैं, अखिलेश ऑल्सो हैज सेड दैट ये अब जब सिर्फ ईवीएम को आप दोषी ठहरा नहीं सकते हैं, तो एटलीस्ट नाउ दे शुड रियलाइज, कांग्रेस पार्टी, व्हाट आई फील पर्सनली इज they should realize themselves, they should understand what is their mistake, they should introspect what is their problem.
शर्मा जी, ये तो बड़ा अजीब सा माहौल हो गया कि उमर अब्दुल्ला आपको आईना दिखा रहे हैं, कह रहे हैं कि मत लड़िए चुनाव अगर आपको ईवीएम से शक है। बीजेपी की लाइन है और बीजेपी खुश।
देखिए, बात यह है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी 140 साल पार्टी है। कांग्रेस को अधिकार है कि वो किसी भी चीज़ पे अपना मत रखे, और किसी का अपना व्यू हो सकता है। मशवरा देने की शायद ज़रूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि देश के सुप्रीम कोर्ट के लॉयर्स ने पिछले अरसे में बहुत बड़ा एजिटेशन लड़ा। देश के कोने कोने में ईवीएम पे सवाल उठ रहे हैं, और आपने देखा कि महाराष्ट्र के कई जगहों पे यहाँ पे कोई एक वोट भी कांग्रेस को नहीं निकला। वहाँ सैकड़ों की तादाद में लोग जो है वो बैलेट पेपर से द्वारा चुनाव का बताना चाहते थे, और जिस गांव में कहते हैं कि एक भी वोट नहीं निकला, वहाँ कैसे हो सकता है कि इतनी जनता उसके खिलाफ रोष है।
कहीं ना कहीं आप उसके अलायंस में आप
इंडिया ब्लॉक का मतलब ये नहीं है कि हर बात पे वो सपोर्ट करेंगे, उनको राय है। हालांकि मशवरा देने की जरूरत खास नहीं समझते हैं, क्योंकि जनता में रोष है, और पूरा जो है असेसमेंट कर करके ये बात कही जा रही है। जिन चीज़ों के लिए हमारी पार्टी ने इलेक्शन कमीशन के नोटिस में बहुत सी चीज़ें लाई हैं, और अगर जेन्युइन एप्रीहेंशन भी है तो इलेक्टोरल सिस्टम पे विश्वास बना रहे। ईवीएम ज़रूरी है, जब लोगों का विश्वास इलेक्टोरल सिस्टम में बना रहे वो ज़रूरी है। इसलिए कांग्रेस पार्टी की अपनी जो राय है, लोगों की राय के मुताबिक जो है उस पर कांग्रेस पार्टी ने अप्रोच किया है, और हम अपनी राय रखते हैं। इंडिया गठबंधन के कुछ लोग अलग राय रख सकते हैं।
Going across to Pallavi Ghosh once again, both the NC and the Trinamool Congress, Pallavi, have outperformed themselves repeatedly in their respective states, even against the Bharatiya Janata Party for that matter. And these are the two parties, allies of the Congress, lecturing the Congress, perhaps calling out, their double speak on EVM allegations. How is the Congress looking at this coming in from within the bloc?
Well, I mean, the Congress's first response to Omar Abdullah's interview was that why is it that Omar Abdullah does not even see that there are many within the India bloc like the Uddhav Sena, like Sharad Pawar's NCP or the Samajwadi Party, who too are backing the Congress's claims that the EVM machines have been hacked. To that, the counter which has come in from many within the India bloc and also some within the Congress party, though not so openly, is that we need to raise people's issues. Omar Abdullah is not completely rejecting what the Congress has said. What he's saying is that I'm okay if you want to raise the issue of faulty EVMs, but you only do it in the case when you lose elections. You should also do it when you are winning elections. Pretty much similar to a line which has been taken by Abhishek Banerjee, that you have to come out with a proof. You also have to prove that yes, there is going to be no selective outrage, and we are going to be ensuring that the EVM machines are hacked, and we are going to show how it is hacked. Till that doesn't happen, until you have some of the voices within the India bloc being vocal about it, it's certainly going to help the BJP to continuously attack the Congress and shame-face it by saying, look, your own people are saying that you're indulging in selective outrage.
Okay, Pallavi, to also elaborate this on a little more, can this also be seen to an extent, at least some of these allies questioning the leadership of the Congress, the part it plays in the alliance, and most importantly, its post-poll strategy, because both after Haryana and Maharashtra elections, the Congress has resorted to the same narrative.
See, at the Congress Working Committee meeting, there were some who said, while we do understand this issue of crony capitalism and EVMs and they need to be raised, we also need to raise people's issues. How do you explain this to a common man that the EVM machines are hacked, and you are only talking about it every time you lose, whether it was in Haryana or whether it was in Maharashtra? How do you explain the fact that after Telangana and Karnataka and Himachal Pradesh and Jharkhand, you never spoke about all this? How can it be that if two elections are held simultaneously, simultaneously. You win in one, but you don't raise a question about EVMs there. But you lose in another and you start raising a question about EVMs over there. That is one point. For the Congress party, which plans a big EVM Jagao Yatra after the parliament is over, possibly next month, this is going to become very difficult for them to get traction. So far, the TMC, Omar Abdullah and DMK, all of them have not joined and spoken as shrill a voice as the Congress party has over the EVM issue.
Has come out to say today that it's not us, it's Congress's allies that have questioned the grand old party's EVM narrative. Many thanks, Pallavi, for breaking down all those details. A quick break with that. We'll be right back. Keep watching.
A plane up there, right? You see that? That's an airline, commercial airline. There you go, another one there. Now, that is not a commercial airliner. It's hovering, it's sitting right there, all right? And then you got more, a lot more. You got another one over here, just hovering around, just hanging out. Airlines don't just hang out, and those aren't helicopters. You got several over here now that are flying around. Two there are flying, one's hovering. plane up there, right? You see that? That's an airline, commercial airline. There you go, another one there. Now, that is not a commercial airliner. It's hovering, it's sitting right there. All right? And then you got more, a lot more. You got another one over here. Just hovering around, just hanging out. Airlines don't just hang out, and those aren't helicopters. You got several over here now that are flying around. Two there are flying, one's hovering.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned. Let's quickly get you details coming in from Sambhal in the latest. Do remember that a temple was reopened after 46 long years when the authorities began inspecting some of the houses in the area following complaints of electricity theft. So an anti-encroachment drive essentially led to reopening of this temple after 4 long decades, and a political war of words has also erupted over the same, with Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath asking the Congress and the Samajwadi Party why the 1978 rioters were left unpunished. The BJP on its part, of course, alleging the Congress and SP committed the same atrocities against Hindus as the Mughals. The Samajwadi Party looking at this as a diversionary tactic on part of the BJP. Listen into some of the top reactions.
वहां की स्थिति ऐसी है कि अगर मंदिर आ भी जाएगा मंदिर बन जाएगा। मैं कहता हूं ये तो बाबरनामा भी कहता है कि हर मंदिर को तोड़ करके एक ढांचा खड़ा किया गया। भारत के पुराणों की परंपरा पर विश्वास करते हैं। हमारा पुराण भी इस बात को कहता है कि भगवान विष्णु, श्री हरि विष्णु का 10वां अवतार संभल में ही होगा, उसी संभल में होगा। 23 नवंबर को जुमे की नमाज के पहले और जुमे की नमाज के दौरान जिस प्रकार की तकरीरें दी गई, उन तकरीरों के बाद माहौल खराब हुआ और फिर उसके बाद जिस प्रकार की स्थितियां की गई थी वो सबके सामने थी। और इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूं, हमारी सरकार ने तो पहले ही कहा कि हम जुडिशियल कमीशन बनाएंगे। ये एक्ट के अंतर्गत ही इस कमीशन बना हुआ है। माननीय सदन में उसकी रिपोर्ट भी आएगी। दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी सबके सामने आएगा।
देखिए, अरेंजमेंट की बात करें तो आज काफ़ी यहाँ पर एक्शन एक प्रकार से कह सकते हैं, क्योंकि फ्लैग मार्च हुआ था। पुलिस चारों तरफ पुलिस ही पुलिस दिखाई दी थी, क्योंकि मंदिर के ठीक जो यहाँ पर आपको एक कुआं देख रहे हैं, मंदिर है, मंदिर के ठीक बगल में कुआं है जिसकी खुदाई की गई थी, जिसमें से कुछ जो स्टैचूज थे वो मिले थे। यहाँ पर मूर्तियाँ मिली थी और गणेश जी और उसके अलावा पार्वती की मूर्तियाँ मिली थी, जिसके बाद यहाँ पर दीपक जलाया गया। लोगों ने यहाँ पर पूजा अर्चना के लिए धूप जला दी है। जो लोगों की तादाद है यहाँ पर लगातार बढ़ रही है। भक्त सुबह से यहाँ पर भजन कीर्तन कर रहे हैं। पुलिस फोर्स ने कई जगह पर फ्लैग मार्च किया है, क्योंकि जो हालात है उसको देखते हुए कानून व्यवस्था में कहीं कोई दिक्कत ना हो, इसलिए यूपी पुलिस में संबल की टीम, जो संबल पुलिस है, उसके अलावा RAF को यहाँ पर डिप्लॉय किया गया था, फ्लैग मार्च किया गया था। और इस वक्त आप देखेंगे मंदिर के ठीक अंदर की तरफ आपको कीर्तन और ढोलकी की आवाज़ सुनाई देगी, क्योंकि सुबह से ये यहाँ पर जो लोग हैं यहाँ पर पहुँचे हुए हैं और कोशिश उनकी यही है कि मंदिर में जाकर वो यहाँ पर भगवान के सामने दीपक जलाए। और यही यहाँ पर सब कुछ दिखाई दे रहा है। पूरा कीर्तन मंडली यहाँ पर सुबह से आई हुई है और आप देख सकते हैं तस्वीरों में लोगों की तादाद यहाँ पर है। घंटी यहाँ पर लगाई गई है और लगातार घंटा बजाकर यहाँ पर लोग आ रहे हैं और साथ ही कीर्तन मंडली यहाँ पर सज चुकी है। ये सब पिछले 2 दिन में हुआ है, क्योंकि शनिवार को पहले दिन जो महादेव का मंदिर है वहाँ पर पूजा अर्चना की गई थी। रविवार को, संडे को हमने देखा था। उसके बाद आज मंडे को जो है भीड़ ज़्यादा हो गई है और कुछ मूर्तियाँ मिलने के बाद यहाँ पर लोग जो हैं लगातार आ रहे हैं।
कि इस प्रकार की राजनीति जो है अब जनता जो चाहती है उससे उठ कर करके क्षेत्र के विकास की बात करना चाहती है, और जो मेन मुद्दे हैं रोज़गार का हो, महंगाई का हो या करप्शन का हो, उन चीज़ से मुद्दों से भटकाने के लिए इस प्रकार की बातें कर रहे हैं। और रही बात जहाँ तक उसकी बात है, अगर वो उस चीज़ पे बताए ना, जनता को जवाब दें जिस उस पर सरकार बनाई है, उस चीज़ पे नहीं बता पाएंगे। लेकिन फिर भी मैं यही चाहता हूँ कि आने वाले समय के अंदर अब जिस टाइप के हालात हैं, इन बातों से हट कर करके जनता विकास चाहती है और हमें उम्मीद है कि समाजवादी पार्टी की सरकार बनेगी।
जब आपकी पूरी राजनीति, सरकार की पूरी थ्योरी, इनका पूरा अस्तित्व विद्वेष की भावना पर, किसी धर्म विशेष के लिए विद्वेष पैदा करने पर आधारित है, तो उनसे कोई देश के अंदर बेहतर वातावरण की उम्मीद नहीं की जाती।
देखिए, स्वाभाविक है, मंदिर इतने दिनों तक बंद था तो कोई न कोई कारण था, जिसकी वजह से जब वहाँ ध्यान लोगों का गया है तो मंदिर खुला है। और संविधान के दायरे में बाबा साहब डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर जी ने सभी धर्म जाति के लोगों को अपने अपने मजहब, अपने अपने आराध्य को मनाने का, पूजने का सबको अधिकार संविधान में बाबा साहब डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर ने दिया है। उस आधार पे कहीं कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, सब लोग स्वतंत्र हैं और पूजा पाठ करने का सबको अधिकार है।
In fact, after the temple was reopened on Saturday, CCTVs have been installed. The entire premises has also been cleaned and undergoing renovation as we speak. A quick break with that. Lots more lined up when we return. Keep watching.
A plane up there, right? You see that? That's an airline, commercial airline. There you go, another one there. Now, that is not a commercial airliner. It's hovering, it's sitting right there. All right? And then you got more, a lot more. You got another one over here. Just hovering around, just hanging out. Airlines don't just hang out, and those aren't helicopters. You got several over here now that are flying around. 2 there are flying, one's hovering. plane up there. Right? You see that? That's an airline. Commercial airline. There you go, another one there. Now, that is not a commercial airliner. It's hovering, it's sitting right there. All right? And then you got more, a lot more. You got another one over here. Just hovering around, just hanging out. Airlines don't just hang out, and those aren't helicopters. You got several over here now that are flying around. 2 there are flying, one's hovering.
Welcome back. You're watching Nation at 5, and well, viewers, social media continues to aggressively debate Atul Subhash's suicide case. The Bengaluru police, on its part, is conducting investigations. In fact, as we speak, the Bengaluru police have made 3 key arrests in the case, including Atul Subhash's estranged wife Nikita, his mother-in-law and brother-in-law as well. While Nikita has been arrested from Gurugram, the mother-in-law and the brother-in-law have been arrested from Prayagraj. So that's as far as investigations are concerned, and all 3 in fact have been sent to judicial custody for 14 days. Sushil Singhania, in the meanwhile, who's the uncle of Nikita, the estranged wife, he's still absconding. Atul's father, in the meanwhile, has raised concerns over the whereabouts of his grandson and has made an appeal to both Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and the Prime Minister in the grandson's custody. He's also expressed fears over his life, and hence that appeal has now been made by Atul Subhash's father. So a lot of reactions coming in as investigations continue in the case. Listen in.
They were arrested near Hotel Rameshwaram in Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh, and they brought to the Bengaluru and produced before the Honorable Judge, and they have been remanded for judicial custody. We followed all the guidelines of Honorable. Was there your team there? Yeah, multiple teams were sent to different places, so we were able to arrest the accused.
Okay. Your 2-3 teams, or how many teams?
So multiple teams have been sent for a collection of documents and all, even for the accused, arrest of accused.
Any clues found related to?
So no, those are all part of investigation. We cannot divulge all those details.
हो गई, हमारे पोते को हम कहाँ रखे हुए हैं कि मार दी है कि जिंदा है, वो भी हम नहीं देख पा रहे हैं। हमारी यही गुहार है कि हमारा पोता हमको देखने को और हमारे पास रहे, और कोई गुहार नहीं। हमारी कानून व्यवस्था को हम धन्यवाद देते हैं, जो कम से कम मेरी गुहार उन लोग सुन करके और इतना बड़ा हमको राहत दिए हैं। जज तो करप्ट थी, तभी तो वो ऐसा किया है। अभी न्याय मिला कहाँ? अभी भी मेरे ऊपर केस है, अभी भी मेरे पर केस है। 16 तारीख एक नया केस उसने हमारे पोते के नाम पर और डाला है। हमारे प्रधानमंत्री हैं मोदी जी, योगी जी हैं, नीतीश जी हैं, तेजस्वी जी हैं, और जो हमारे नेतागण हैं, रामनाथ जी हमारे बगल के हैं, अच्छा, हमको गुहार उनसे यही है कि मेरा पोता हमको मिले, और कोई गुहार नहीं है।
I want to go across to Sudhat Bhardwaj joining us with more details. Sudhat, you know, the estranged wife, mother-in-law and brother-in-law of Atul have been arrested, sent to 14-day judicial custody. But why is Nikita's uncle also being searched by the police personnel? What are the allegations that have been levelled against him by Atul's family? And get us up to speed with regards to the Bengaluru police's investigations.
Yes, so of course, you know, as per the complaint that was filed by Atul Subhash's brother, abatement to suicide case was registered against 4 people. Nikita Singhania, her brother Anurag Singhania, mother Nisha Singhania, as well as uncle, Sushil Singhania as well. So this was a complaint, that complaint clearly mentioned that, there was abatement to suicide, and in fact, joint liability of crime, which is equal involvement of people in a crime, that case is registered as well by the Marathali police. And of course, the complaint said that 30 lakhs was being demanded by the family members, including Nikita Singhania, for the visitation rights that Atul had to his child, as well as 3 crores to ensure that the pretext of withdrawing cases against him in Uttar Pradesh. So yes, he too has been, had the same charge. That's what the FIR mentioned. So while there's a major breakthrough with the police having successfully able to nab 3 of the main accused, they are still on the lookout for Sushil Singhania, even as, questioning undergoes here. And, of course, the charge sheet procedures are also on. And, the trial is expected to start in a few months after the charge sheet is filed. So, yes, the police are on the lookout for this. And meanwhile, of course, there are, calls on by the family as well of Atul Subhash, asking for where the son's whereabouts are. But he is right now, from what we can confirm, police sources, under the custody of one of the family members of Nikita Singhania. So what happens in that regard too is something that remains to be seen. But this is definitely a big breakthrough. The fact that the police did successfully manage to nab 3 of the main accused.
And to top it all, Atul's parents also expressing fear for their grandson's safety. So let's see how the police proceed with that. So that Penny, thanks for joining us with all those details. Shifting our attention now to Vijay Diwas celebrations. Do remember that a lot is being spoken of with regards to hate crimes against Hindu minorities in Bangladesh. At that point in time, we're learning that the caretaker Muhammad Yunus government, in fact, has said that the 1971 war veterans from Bangladesh will be participating in India's Vijay Diwas celebrations. 8 Indian military veterans of Bangladesh's 71 Liberation War have reached Dhaka, while 8 officers of the Bangladesh army have arrived in Kolkata to take part in the Vijay Diwas celebrations. In fact, Bangladeshi delegation includes Mukti Jodhas, who were part of the guerrilla resistance force in East Pakistan. And do remember, the Bangladesh caretaker government's move seeks to mend strained diplomatic ties as well. So it does need to be looked at with that lens. Let's listen into the top reactions so far.
The situation in Bangladesh.
Situation in Bangladesh is a political situation, and I am away from politics actually, and I'm not a wise person to talk about politics. So you are hearing a lot of hearsay, lot of stories, and I'm sure you have your means to find out the truth. So I think it will be over.
Do you believe saying that there has been, tortures against the minorities? Do you think that?
This is something I would say like this. There are some Western interest group. They make stories here and there and try to take benefit. True story is totally different. In my perception, I believe that.
Relation between India and Bangladesh will always be
everlasting. I said everlasting, and it will remain. And this is an example. If people are thinking, well, all have gone wrong, but how we are here then? How our team, the team of Indian Armed Forces has gone to Bangladesh. They are also there. So the relation will remain. This is everlasting. It's not a very cheap relation between people of 2 countries, not only 2 countries.
Shifting focus to how the world continues to mourn the loss of tabla maestro Zakir Hussain, who passed away at the age of 73 in San Francisco. As the entire world remembers his great contributions, here's a look at the conversation CNN News 18 managed to pull off with him back in July 2023. Listen in.
Have with us someone
who's among the first few names when you think of music? Ustad Zakir Hussain. Thank you so much for being on our channel, sir. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. How are you doing, sir?
I am doing fine. I'm in India, my home. It's the month of Guru Purnima, where we celebrate and honor our teachers, our gurus. And so I just finished a tour with our group Shakti. We are celebrating our 50th year.
Right.
And our new record just came out. It's called This Moment.
This Moment.
It's called This Moment. And so the tour was successful, and I'm home. And in spite of jet lag, it is great to be here, and looking forward to playing, celebrating Guru Purnima with my Guru brothers and sisters, and remembering my father, our Guru.
Yes, sir.
And also to doing the new piece for the new season of the Symphony Orchestra of India,
Right, sir.
here at NCPA.
Right. Coming to Symphony Orchestra of India, sir, you've been associated with them for a very long time. Can you tell us what can we expect from you this time?
I have had the opportunity to compose one piece for them before. It was commissioned and it was called Peshkar. That was out and out a rhythm-oriented orchestra piece.
Right.
But this one is much more melodic, and the reason for that is because two of the finest young instrumentalists of our country, Niladri Kumar Bhai, sitar player, and flute maestro Rakesh Chaurasia, are part of this. They've agreed to do it. I'm really very, very happy and thankful to them. And so there is much more focus on the melodic element, and therefore a much bigger challenge when it comes to working raga modes with the Western sensibility of harmony and counterpoints and so on. And so I feel that if there are any two musicians in the world of Indian classical music who can adapt to that kind of mindset, where they can interact with their Indian music sensibilities, with Western harmonies and counterpoint-oriented orchestral composition, then Rakesh Bhai and Niladri Bhai would be the two who would do that. So I'm happy that they agreed, and grateful to SOI for offering me to do this piece again. And after we premiere it here, we're going to take it to England and play it in 3 or 4 different cities there.
Wow. So you've been playing across different platforms, different stages, different countries. At any point in your career, have you had an experience where you had, you met with a different perspective of music, a different culture, and that has stayed with you for a long time?
There are elements of every genre of music, and therefore cultural, background of that genre of music that has appealing qualities. I mean, one of the most important forms of American music is jazz.
Right.
It's the one form that was invented in America. So, and it's world over recognized. So that coming into play with Indian music is something that is of enormous appeal to me. And one of the things that is very interesting between the two music is you can say they're cousins. And the reason being that the main core of their creative process is that they both rely on improvising. And so improvising means you have to create spontaneously, and that's one of the reasons why there is much more collaboration all over the world amongst Indian musicians and jazz musicians.
Correct.
And it happens a lot. So that's great. And so that stays with me a lot, the jazz ideas and folk music all over the world. When I hear the Bulgarian choir, or when I hear the Gregorian chants or flamenco, and how to say country blues,
correct,
those kind of stuff, bluegrass and stuff. This is music that comes from the earth of that region.
Correct.
And therefore it has this organic appeal to it that refined form of music has to use a bit of in order to be able to make it a much more systemized form. So therefore, that is something that I look forward to, and it always stays with me. When I go to different parts of India, I love to listen to the folk music of that part of the country, whether it's Rajasthan or Punjab or Bengal or Assam or Kerala or anywhere.
Good evening. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Poonam Burde. We're coming to you live from the CNN News 18 Primetime Studio, presented by Green Lamb Laminates. Today was day one of the Constitution debate in the Rajya Sabha. After a fiery session in the lower house last week, the stage was set with Nirmala Sitharaman, the finance minister, opening up the attack against the Congress party. It was met with a fierce rebuttal from the leader of opposition in the upper house, Mallikarjun Kharge. And I'll take you through that exchange.